Hey everybody, it's Rolly. So I titled this one, and I should have actually wrote it down here. So like we were doing that. Actually, I'll just do this one again. So, oh my goodness. And so, if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And I am going to sanitize my hands. Maybe with my own little handy sanitizer that I keep on my desk. So anyway, my point that I wanted to make today is what to do when things don't go as planned. So yesterday I had said this is what we're doing, stepping into the 2022, and I had talked about all the things that I wanted to be able to do and get all the things done. And one of them was about being able to journal yesterday. So I had the date set and everything. And then I got a message from somebody that said, hey, I'm still looking for this information. Can I please get the information? So it was like, drop what I was doing, get all that done, only to have it not save. And I have to start it all over again anyway. But I didn't get to doing my journaling. And so what do we do when those things happen is that we just keep moving forward. So today I will take the time to be able to journal. This morning I got up and I did my sauna, and then after my sauna I jumped in the shower and did all those things that I needed to be doing. And then before getting dressed, then I had my laptop and I was getting my posts ready that need to be done for the market. And so that was what it is that I needed to do this morning, and that kind of took place as to what needed to happen. So, but I was able to still take some time for myself and still kind of move forward as to what it is that I need to be doing. So I can beat myself up about not having done my journal, or I can just say, okay, at some point today, I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to write in my journal and I'm going to answer the question that I wanted to answer. So whether I answered it yesterday or today, in 5 years from now, how is that going to affect me? It's not, right? So I'm going to do it today. So now if I was constantly procrastinating and I was never getting it done and that was never being done, then that would be a different story. And so it's just really important for us to figure out what is it that needs to happen. So my routine is a little bit off because I had my sauna. So then that meant that I didn't start with my drink, because while I was after I was done doing the posts, then I decided that I was going to grab some breakfast because I have a client that's going to be here, that I'm going to be seeing a client very shortly. And then I have a class, and then I have another client. I have a break in between, but then I have another client. So my day has different spots in things that I need to be doing. So it was like, okay, no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to have breakfast first. And so being able to change things up a little bit is not a big deal. Being able to kind of go with the flow is not a big deal, so long as we're still taking time for ourselves, so long as we are still doing the things that we need to be doing to kind of move forward. And so this morning, a friend, because I didn't see the announcement, so I don't know where the announcement is, and because I've been avoiding doing the news thing, is that this morning there was an announcement apparently that we in Ontario are going to be extending the state of emergency to the end of March, which means that most likely we're going to end up with more lockdowns. And so as much as they keep saying that, no, we're going to try and keep all the businesses open, that underlying fear that I had is now a little bit higher into what it is that I can be doing. So I can stay focused on when are they going to shut down, what's going to happen, blah, 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 and just keep going through all those crazy thoughts. Or I can just say, okay, so we know that we're at a state of emergency. I'm not happy and I'm angry about that. And which means that we potentially could be locked down. I'm going to suspect that they're probably going to try and keep businesses open to Christmas like they did last time, but maybe not. Maybe that's not going to happen. So what are some of the things that I can be doing? So getting my post done was a priority for me this morning. Getting the things that I need to be doing is a priority for me, right? So I still need to be able to function, but at the same time, I still need to be able to take time for myself. I still need to make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to be doing. and have those things helping me move forward. And so doing things like drinking my water, right? So I managed to drink a little bit of water this morning before I got anything else going. So I've got a little bit gone. And so just being able to track that and being able to do that, and same as and just going with the flow and shifting and changing, and what is it that I need to be doing. And that has been kind of our theme for the entire 2020 and 2021, right? So hopefully moving into 2022, that shift is going to be changing, and we're going to have, and it's going to look different. But even if it doesn't look different, it's still, we need to kind of move with the shifts. We still need to kind of do the things that we need to be doing so that we can function and move forward. And so, but things always happen for a reason. Things always kind of line up wherever it is that it's supposed to be. So for example, yesterday, so prior to yesterday, there was a friend of mine is doing a collaborative book, and I really wanted to be able to participate with her and be part of it. And unfortunately, things didn't line up. So I had sent in the form, but apparently the form didn't get signed properly. And so then they ended up with a blank form instead of being able to have whatever it is that they needed. And then I wasn't able to meet the deadline. And there was just too many other things that were going on, because December 1st was the deadline to be able to submit it on top of that. So I was like, okay, there's no way that I can do 1,000 words by December 1st in whatever it was that was going on. So it's like, okay. So the universe says like, no, not happening right now. All is good. And so then yesterday she posted that they have provided an extension for anybody who still does want to be able to jump in. And so it was just perfect timing. So then I filled out the form. I did the things that I needed to be doing for that. But before I did all those steps, I checked in to see what was the extension deadline. So it's taken to the end of December, which means that even if from now till then I don't have time after the 24th, then I definitely have time, because then I'm going to be on holidays during that time. So then those are the times that I'm able to do some of these back end things. That's when I do my year-end planning, or like my coming year planning. I do all those kinds of things. And so then that's something that I can add to that, because I'm going to have the time to be able to do it. So it's like, this is perfect. So again, wherever it is that it needs to happen, the universe has a plan. And sometimes when we think, oh God, I didn't get to do whatever it was that I wanted to do, then there's something different. There's something different. There's something better. There's something else that's kind of in store that we may not necessarily see. And sometimes it is disappointing because it never comes back around again. However, if you actually look back and say, okay, well, I wanted to be able to do this at this time, but then I didn't get to do this, but then I ended up being able to do this. And when you're looking back at it, right? So hindsight is always 2020. So we always have that opportunity to be able to look back and see, what is it that's going on? What is it that's changed? What is it that's happening? And so, but yeah, so like lots of things have had to change. So we have within the Wellness Center, we had some different activities that were planned. And so we had different vendors that were coming in to provide their wares and their services. And so now we've been reduced to limits again. So then it's like, okay, so now we're only allowed to have X number of people in this room, X number of people in this room, X number of people in this room. So now we have to shift. We have to shift the way that we're doing things. And that's okay. So that means like moving people around and switching things. And so then checking in to see who's still in. And if you're not in, that's okay. So that we can kind of move forward, so that we can kind of have a plan as to how we're going to do things and shift. And so what do we need to be doing? How do we need to be doing it? And so on and so forth, so that we have that opportunity to connect. And so I can, again, be stuck on like, oh my gosh, it's not going to happen. And we're not able to do all the things that we needed to be doing. And so just being able to shift it. So it doesn't mean that we can't still have in person at this point. So at this point we still can. And so having it in person just means limiting our numbers, limiting the way that things are going to happen. And so one of the things that I was really thankful for is one of the ladies in the group that is participating with us. One of the things that she pointed out was a few is better than none, right? So if we just step back and don't do anything, then we don't get anything, whereas a few is better than none. So being able to have that opportunity, and so just being creative as to how we're going to have people connect and doing things. And so I have a couple of things up my sleeve that I'm going to chat with the girls about and see what it is that they want to be able to do. And that happens when I go to bed. I wake up in the morning with some ideas. And so, so I've got some ideas as to how can we do this so that we can actually enhance the experience, so that we can bring forward some of the things that we want to be able to do. And so that is, that's how we're going to be kind of moving forward. And so, but again, we can get stuck. And instead of getting stuck, it's just really important for us to remember that there are other options. And so, like my sign says, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. And so that part is really important. So if something isn't working, take a step back, figure out what it is that we can be doing differently and adjust and see what are some of the things that we can be doing. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And so I am going to connect with my client and have a great day. Bye for now.